Welcome to the Fat Kids Corner. We are an elite crew of a larger group known as the American Forked Podcast. In this episode, we're most likely going to say way less F words. We want to talk about things that are on our mind as fat kids, but before we start, I want to introduce a special guest to the podcast, Mr. Devin.
Hello.
Devin, you are in fact required to be a guest because you're not really that fat.
Okay.
So welcome, Devin.
Welcome.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Legally, you do have to be a guest, though.
Okay.
You're okay with this?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
fine
good.
with that.
All right, good. And,
I am fat. For me, though. Just want to throw that out there.
For me.
For me and my body type, I am right now
Quote,
about
unquote,
as fat as it gets.
For me.
Is that like a, because I've heard people say skinny fat. Is
Yeah.
that what you are?
I think I said this on our group chat a couple days ago, but yes, I'm skinny fat. So yeah, hi, my name's Devin. I'm a fat kid. Just kidding. We got to bleep out the oops. Anyways,
right.
I am skinny fat. I am genetically
Hi,
blessed
Devin.
with
He's not done.
Oh, sorry.
thinner body type and have been that way my whole life. But because of poor choices, I now have a gut. And it's pretty hard to get rid of at this point because it's pretty
But
big.
you have not been a fat kid all your life.
I've never been called a fat kid, but if I took off my shirt right now, you guys would be like, ugh.
But right, I'm just saying, between the four of us, the three of us have always been that fat kid. Or like some version of that fat kid.
Or at least
Yeah,
think that we're
growing
fat.
up, people were like, you should eat more food. I was a
okay.
skinny kid.
Okay,
though.
so
Well,
pause.
there's Devin.
We're going to order some food. So you,
No, you just surprised us.
no, you start us off. I'm ordering from Marco's Pizza.
It's
I've
great.
heard it's good.
Yeah.
Just order. I'm serious.
No, everyone just go around the table.
Okay, Mike, you
what
order
want.
for everyone.
What, you want like a separate pizza for each person?
No, I'm just saying, if you order what you want, I'm not
Okay,
paying for it.
it is the
so-
Fat Kids Corner, but we don't need our own pizza. Like, that's ridiculous.
just
No,
order
but
like-
if you want wings or
It'd be like giving a
cheese
heroin
sticks,
addict some more
like
drugs.
if you want wings or cheese
Mike,
sticks or something like that, then
take
you
care of
order
us.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then everyone pass it around.
All right, I'm going to go. All right, let's do a moment of silence, and then we'll continue to Tyler.
Sorry.
You're good. It's easy to edit that stuff out. All right, thanks, Devin. I'm glad you're here.
Yep.
And
Me too.
straight ahead of me, we have Tyler, our POC, which is a person of color fat kid. Can I say that? Is that okay? Should we
Can you?
retake that? I mean, I said it, so I guess that's all right.
You said it, so we're good.
Though I will say that you barely qualify as from our weigh-in last night. You barely qualify as a fat kid.
No,
Did we,
that's
have,
not-
did we have a weigh-in?
I've been a fat kid all my life.
We just knew you qualified, Mike, so we didn't invite you.
There was no point.
I have been a fat kid all my life. Not gonna lie.
Well-
Always been a fat kid all my life. It wasn't until like 7-8 years ago when I started going to the gym and all that stuff. But I have been a fat kid all my life.
You just got a notification on Grindr. Do you want it back?
Why don't you read that out loud?
No, can we not?
Maybe you should order for everybody.
No, you. You order whatever. Ignore the notifications. Cut this out.
Can I see Mike? Can I see his phone real quick? I'm just teasing. I don't
What,
want.
here's this the question. Was the notification a dick pic?
No comment.
No, because the notification is like
Doesn't
message.
show you the
Yeah,
content.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just
Anyways,
says-
where's my White Claw? There's a White
Okay.
Claw somewhere.
Put it in my backpack?
Yeah.
All right. So, and then to the right of me, we've got Tyler. Tyler's in front of me. To the right of me, we have Mike. He's one half of the Fat Kid founder. Hello, Mike.
Founding father of the Fat Kids.
Yes, that's good. How was your week?
My week was pretty good,
Yeah?
actually. I got a lot of work done.
Okay.
Ordering
some
food-
Legos?
ordering food is hard. I didn't build any Legos. You
Ah,
But you were famous on the news this week.
I did get on the news. I don't want to say which channel because it'll identify me.
Channel 1
Channel 1 News.
from high school.
It's a pretty good week.
Okay, good.
it was good, by the way. You looked cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, you looked really good.
So they said they were coming over, and I was like, oh, crap, I need to shave my neck beard. And I'm glad I did.
And I should take a shower today.
Actually,
That's what would happen to me if it was me.
So I don't like working from home because I actually end up not showering
Yeah,
until like 4 in the
It's
afternoon.
very common.
So I like going to the office because it makes me do stuff.
Yeah.
But I did have to change out of my Jurassic Park shirt and I had to shave my neck beard.
That Jurassic Park.
And yeah,
That is so funny. And then, of course, you have me, the biggest host in this room. All right, so I want to start the podcast by saying something near and dear to all fat kids around the planet, and that is talking about food and the preparation of food, called cooking.
I'm sorry. Would you guys like buffalo? Sorry,
Speaking of cooking,
sorry.
we're ordering takeout.
Would you like buffalo wings or barbecue wings?
Oh,
Buffalo.
one of each.
Buffalo.
Okay, one of each is good.
yeah,
too.
I'm okay with that.
We're gonna go with buffalo.
Do they actually?
Buffalo?
Between the two, I prefer buffalo, but one of each is a better
I
choice.
don't think
Yes.
I can do this on. Okay, we're gonna do buffalo. Okay.
You know, this is actually completely topical to what we're talking about is food. So, you know, you obviously order food
What are
and
you
cook it.
What do you want to talk about food?
I don't know. Do you cook?
I
do you eat
have
food?
been eating food for a long time now.
I've basically been eating my food my whole life.
I have recently started to try, like just in the past couple of years. I guess it's not recent. That's recent.
That's
We'll
recent.
go with
For
it.
our age, that's recent.
We're old.
yeah.
I guess that's true. I've been trying
Sorry,
to become a
Jeff.
better cook.
5. I'm sorry.
We'll edit
there's
that.
no
We'll
reason
edit
to
that
edit
out
out.
for sure. Yeah.
No, just send a package there. Yes, that's right.
Is that right? Okay.
5379. You're doing really good, Tyler.
Can we get the last 4 of your social for this order, Jeff?
Yeah.
Have you gotten another grinder notification
No, I'm
since you
just saying we
started this?
ordered like $90 of food. I just want to make
You
sure.
ordered $90 of
worth of
pizza?
Well, it was like $20 out of my pocket, so we're good. No, it actually didn't cost me anything. So.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I'm worried that there's like copious amounts of
That's
food
a lot
coming.
of food if it's
Well,
90
then
bucks
we'll
for
split
a
it
pizza.
up at the end of the night.
I feel like there's
How about
lots
that?
of food here.
We'll eat on the way back home.
Because my voucher expires on Monday, so
Oh, okay.
we're good.
Oh, well, in that case, never mind. You just ordered my kids' lunch
Why are
for
you
the
guys
weekend.
being mad about food you're
I
getting?
love you so much.
You guys
Thank you, Tyler.
think you're...
I'm not
well,
upset.
So,
Yeah.
Mike, you were saying something about the last couple of years.
I've been trying
you
to
started to cook.
become a better cook. I've been watching a lot of cooking shows on.
Have you actually tried cooking anything yet?
I've watched a lot of things.
a lot of things.
I've gotten pretty good at making creme brulee.
You have a little torch?
That's fancy.
That's really
It's-
cool.
It is pretty fancy.
Yeah.
And then I have started. Oh, I'm like brain farting on the things that I've been cooking.
Well, I have a question. What's your favorite meal that you can cook cook yourself?
Cacio Pepe.
Oh,
That's that
and
pasta.
bless you.
You're going to have to describe
Is that pasta?
So it's a pasta thing. So what's his name? Anthony Bourdain,
Okay.
the famous chef.
Sorry.
I don't know who that is.
He was a famous chef. He's no longer with us.
Like he
but-
died or stopped being a chef.
Both.
Got it. Fully duplicated.
But so he said it's the greatest thing ever. And my brother, cacio pepe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a buttery pasta.
So it's just cacio pepe means cheese and pepper.
okay.
So there's literally 3 ingredients. It's spaghetti, Romano cheese, and pepper. Mm-hmm. Except I had a 4th.
What?
Parmesan.
Love.
A 5th as well. 5 ingredients.
And love.
Anyway, it is incredible.
Really?
Cacio pepe, super easy to make, but you're like a superstar if you make it
Really?
because it tastes so good.
I need a little more Pepe in my life.
I
I actually don't think I've ever
I'm
eaten
going to send
it.
you the recipe, and we're going to put it in the
show notes?
In the show notes.
Okay. We're apparently sharing Mike's top secret.
So in
recipes.
general, Mike, at your house, your wife is the
She
cook.
she usually cooks, but I try to make something at least once a week.
Yeah.
I know that seems like not very much if I'm saying it out loud.
Oh no, that sounds like a lot.
No, I mean, you're the primary person who brings in the money, so
So
So you deserve to have everything
I-
else taken care of for you.
Yeah.
from the
Add
patriarchal
input.
society that we're living in,
Thank you.
should not be cooking dinner at all.
Thank you,
so
Tyler.
we're 100% happy
So
that you're
the
once
little
a
that I
week.
do is praiseworthy. Thank you.
Love it.
Do you cook, Jeff, or does your wife mostly?
It's funny in our relationship when we first got together, I did almost all the cooking.
I think I remember that.
Like almost all of it, and I love it. I love cooking. It's always really
Well,
fun.
because was it because you wanted to, or
Well,
Because Colleen didn't like it.
Yeah, it was either I had to starve to death or I had to cook my own food.
well, no, that's
I'm
not
just
the
kidding.
question.
I know.
cheat.
I know
Thanks
I'm
for taking it
teasing.
to the extreme, but like,
She didn't know how to cook nearly as much as I did.
Okay.
So
You had a job as a cook for a while,
well,
didn't
with
you?
her though, I was a cook at the same restaurant she worked at. But long story short, after we worked at that restaurant, she was a waitress there, and
How
she
many years
also
ago was
cooked.
this?
That was probably 12 years ago. Wow. So she turned into, she's actually become a very good cook now, probably better than me. I do all the grilling on the meat, all the meats and stuff. But yeah, so she does most of the cooking now. So yeah.
So my house is really similar to yours. When Lindsay and I first got together, she didn't cook really at all. But now she does almost all of the cooking, and she's a really good cook.
Yeah.
And
Did
way
she-
better than I am.
Did she learn to cook?
Pretty
with you,
much.
Pretty much.
She just never cared about
Well,
it. Never did anything
Let me ask you a
fancy,
question. What
basic
makes
stuff.
someone a really good cook?
I like to
In
eat
your
the
opinion?
food.
If their food
Yeah.
tastes
Well, no,
good.
I mean, just like, is it because they know how to grill? Is it because they know how to present things? Or is it because they have a variety of things? Because to me, like someone who like cooks like steak every night at the exact way I want
Maybe
it.
not a good cook if they can only
no,
cook
no,
one
because
thing.
it's a really good cook to me because they cook steak at the same thing every single night. But to someone else, a really good cook is someone who like cooks
Has
steak
variety.
and pasta and all that kind of stuff. Variety.
For me, it's just like a variety of things that taste good. But
Yeah.
you asked Devin, so I'll let you go.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could theoretically say someone who's a good cook who just cooks you pancakes and gives you like fruit pebbles, breakfast or
Yeah.
dinner for like once a night or something like that.
So
a really
that's
good
actually a
cook.
good question. And I thought about this when we first started talking about cooking. Because so we almost every weekend we do like some kind of like fancy brunch at our house.
Yeah.
And I pretty much do that. Like I do, I'll make the bacon and the pancakes and all those things.
what
But I
time-
don't think any of that counts as cooking or counts you as being able to cook if you can make pancakes, bacon, eggs. Like none of that really counts,
So
right?
honestly, eggs can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Well, no,
true.
here's the thing. I think that's the difference between a cook and a chef.
Right.
Yeah.
A cook, like you can theoretically say a line cook who can create like an over easy egg to whatever you want is
Yeah.
a cook. But a chef is someone who's going to like do whatever they want to
Do
make
anything.
it fancy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, I agree with you though, because the restaurant that I worked at, and frankly, where I learned how to cook most stuff, like I could obviously wouldn't die, but like when like eating, I can cook enough food to eat. But
We all know you're not going to die if you don't eat.
Oh, God knows. So when Colleen and I first got together, I actually she the first gift she ever bought me was a quesadilla maker. And it was literally full size tortillas, and
Right.
you just put cheese
And
on it
you
and you
smash
close
it together, right?
like a
Yeah.
George Foreman grill.
You're a
But-
cook.
Yeah. Voila. And I would go to Costco. I mean, I would just be buying
Those
food for
big
myself.
uncooked
I would
tortillas.
buy the tortillas. No, they're cooked. But it was like a huge 3-pack, like way too many tortillas for one human being. And then I would get a 5-pound brick of cheese because that was basically what you could get at Costco.
That's what you
And I'd
got.
get the brick of cheese because the shredded cheese was more expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding, 2 out of 3 meals every single day was tortillas. And sometimes I put hot sauce in it or salsa and
Yeah.
sometimes meat
Yeah.
in it or whatever.
It still sounds
But-
like you're a cook.
well, barely, because I just sprinkled the stuff on and closed the lid and then opened it.
Yeah.
Which I understand that's still cooking things, but I went from that to then, I mean, you guys know on our campouts and stuff, and I make breakfasts and stuff like that. It's a very different thing. But what I will say, the whole reason I was bringing this up is because I agree with you that breakfasts is like, you're barely a cook. Like breakfast stuff, it's once you get it, it's easy.
You put something on a fryer and you flipped it.
Until it changes color.
Yeah, you flipped it over and you waited a little bit longer, and then you put it on a plate.
You didn't
That's it.
burn it, and it's done. And then
I
you
just
serve
think
it.
for
Yeah.
me, it's like there's a difference between a cook and a chef.
Yeah.
So like I worked at a restaurant for like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And I was the line cook. I made scrambled eggs, I made bacon and all that stuff, and I
Right.
did my best to like give it the chef spin, more or less, quote unquote. But it was,
You know what Jeff calls that? The Jeff spin.
yeah, but I was a line cook. Like I created, I cooked
Yeah.
eggs, I cooked
Yeah.
hash browns and all that stuff
Right.
according to whatever. And so I think being a cook is different than being a chef. And I
Right.
think the male husband patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
So
Patriarchy.
instead of the F word, is the drinking game here going to be the word patriarchy?
Patriarchy.
Looks like
I
there's
think it's
one
more
drink.
like the cook scenario is what I'm getting back to.
Yeah. See, and I always thought a cook was someone that cooked food, and then a chef was someone that went to school to actually learn how to cook
Exactly.
food. So it was almost like legit and like, just someone that passed a background check.
Do you have to create new things to be a chef? You have to like invent your own dish.
I don't know.
To be considered a chef.
That's a good
I
question.
don't know. Let's call Dave Ramsey.
Okay.
Do you have his number?
I mean, he'll tell us about the money part of it.
To have you paid off your house.
yeah, he'd be doing pretty good. That's cool. Yeah. So I recently, I have my favorite dish of all time. It's a jerk chicken, and it's super, super good. And it's more spices than I even want. Maybe we could put this up too. It's a jerk seasoning.
I think we should put
Oh my
every one of us's recipes.
Favorite one?
Number one favorite meal recipe.
Yeah.
that
Should
you
we
could
build a
cook.
new part on the website, which is like here's some stuff we want to tell you about?
called
Like,
Jack
Jeff
Kid Corner.
recipes,
Yeah.
Devin recipes.
we'll put anything we want on
But
there.
this particular one should be the number one thing that you can make that is your favorite
Yeah.
thing to eat. That you have to be able to make it.
See,
so.
I love Mexican food by far, number one. If I had to eat
100%.
one genre of food for the rest of my life, Mexican food's number one.
Even if I didn't have to, not like being forced, like you can only have one genre of food for the rest of your life.
Not a problem.
In life as it is right now, I choose Mexican food for 2 meals a day already.
Right.
Like,
For me,
I
it
love
would-
Mexican
It
food.
would be fry bread or tortilla bread.
Yeah.
Like from a Navajo, whatever perspective, that's what I would take.
Yeah.
100% for the rest of my life.
It is
fry
re-
bread or
is
ash
really
bread
good.
is what I would call it. So.
Tacos, but the dish that I have, it's a jerk chicken, and it's so weird. It's so not a taco. It's definitely a United States thing, but it's a street taco, and you put like a cabbage on it, shredded up cabbage.
I just want to tell everybody,
I'm turning bright
cutting you
red.
off that you're talking about this and
I
your
know.
face is getting all flushed.
Well, that has to do with the one beer that I had so far.
I thought it was you getting excited about the jerk chicken.
Yeah, this is the most multicolored that I get. It's
Okay.
it's shades of red. You guys know this.
No,
Why are you
no,
acting
I just thought
surprised?
It's the equivalent
Well,
of
white
the,
to red.
It's the equivalent
Yeah.
of the what it's called?
A chameleon.
No, the Asian red. Have you heard of that?
No.
So a lot of Asian people, well, not a lot, but like there are certain Asian people who, when they drink alcohol, it like, turns their face really red. So they
Yeah.
call it the Asian glow.
I think I'm actually Korean.
Oh.
Samoan and Korean. That's
But
my
I'm just saying,
race.
like, that's kind of conceptually the same thing. Like, I have a couple
Yeah.
of friends who I worked with, or a couple of friends I know that are Asian that are like, I can't drink alcohol because I haven't taken my pill yet because the pill reduces the
There's a
Asian
pill
glow.
for it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Asians don't metabolize alcohol the same way, like, well,
Wait, so
white-
what's the
right.
purpose of the pill though? Just to make you not look red, or it's
Exactly.
supposed to?
Yeah.
So like not calling Jeff out, but like we can look at Jeff right now and he's like kind of
I'm
red in
red.
the face.
Yeah.
Same with Asian people. So some Asian people who have, I'm not going to say all, but some Asian people have this Asian glow where they drink alcohol and their
Yeah.
face turns red and it looks like
But I'm asking,
very
is
visible.
the pill to like help you metabolize alcohol better, or is
Yeah.
it literally just about the color?
No, it helps you metabolize alcohol better,
This is
so
all
you
new
don't
information
get
to
the
me.
Asian
Me
glow
too.
to you.
Yeah.
It's also like
Never heard of the Asian
It's
glow.
like a Plan B pill too.
Okay.
Well, no, it's a way.
It's a takes care of a lot of problems.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I have a couple of friends who obviously I'm not their name, but like they take pills before we go out for the night because they don't want to get the Asian glow. With the Asian glow, it's just like a red, like highlight of your face while you take alcohol. So,
But you know, for me anymore, it's just like, you know what, this is just what you get. It's like when I put shorts on and then my like legs are white as all get up and I go to work. It's like, you know what, these legs are just what you get.
It's just
This is,
me.
and I'm not talking about for me. I'm talking about everyone around me. It's like I understand there's a tanning thing and all that, but this is what you get.
That's
So
fair.
there it is.
I only pointed it out because I thought it was you getting excited about the chicken. But I do want you to continue to explain that.
No, I think we should edit all that out, and I should be that excited about the chicken.
Here's another question along the same lines of breakfast foods. So meats, you said you usually cook the meats
Right.
in your house. That's
Yeah.
same in my house. Does that count as being a cook?
Like a grill?
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Of course
I
it
think
does.
so.
A grill so more what I was thinking is like my brother-in-law just got a Traeger and
Oh.
he's like doing a lot of
Yeah.
slow cooked meats or whatever.
Low and slow.
Yeah, and he says, it's good. It's really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
And I asked him about it, and he's like, literally, I put one seasoning on top of my meat, set it
Yeah.
in the Traeger, walked away all day, came back, and it's delicious meat ready
Traeger's
to eat.
a smoker, right?
It's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a wood pellet.
It's a
smoker.
pellet. They've got
Yeah.
an auger that feeds from a hopper wood pellets
gotcha.
into a burner that
Yeah.
keeps the temperature
Yeah,
consistent.
you
But
control
his-
the temperature.
Yeah, his is like, on his phone. It
Yeah.
sends you
Oh, really?
notifications. There's a thing that goes into the meat that constantly reads the temperature of the inside of the meat to you. And
I'm gonna try
all
to
this stuff.
secret buy a smoker one of these weeks.
Secret, like you
Secret
just do
buys?
it. And
Just gonna do it.
just
and
shows
then-
up at the house one day.
Like,
and
I
you're
don't. I maybe made a purchase.
Okay, sorry, I got to deep dive into this. Why would it have to be secret? Why
Oh,
can't you
because-
just go and buy one?
Because usually when you are married and you just spend $1,000 without
I
discussing
would
it.
assume you would talk to your wife
Yeah,
about
but
this.
well, she wouldn't think it was as important as me.
Yeah. Until she tried the meat, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say she'll be happy about it eventually. It's just a sticker shock at first.
It is.
I'm telling
Good
you,
point.
the Traeger is
You have one?
no, but I have many friends that have them, and they're unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
and everything
I
I've
want
ever
one
had
real
on a
bad.
Traeger has been so good. And I think what you're kind of getting at is like the Traeger.
Does that count? Or you
Exactly.
a cook? I don't think it counts if you trigger.
Now, but hold on, because I have an idea about this. Because like you have a propane grill at home, right?
Well, I actually only have a charcoal grill. at
Okay,
home.
well you're a notch ahead, right? But even a charcoal grill is a notch ahead of an open fire
Streets
pit.
ahead.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Streets
there's various levels of the technology, and I would say if you can cook some good meat on a propane grill, you're still a pretty good cook. To me, it's the Traeger's the same thing, though it's easier,
Yeah.
right? Now, coming from, I used to have a Weber that was a charcoal grill, and that I've cooked better meat on that than my propane grill any day.
Yeah.
That's
That's what everybody says. The charcoal grill ends up tasting a lot better than the propane
Yeah.
will, and I think that's probably true. But
I think it is.
can be a pain in the ass.
Oh,
for
it's
sure.
a huge pain in the ass.
Takes a lot longer as well.
Yep, that's true. Well, that.
I want you to describe the jerk chicken still.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
Sorry, I didn't know we were coming back to that.
I forgot too, but Mike's very intrigued apparently. Well, this is going to be in the comments too, but basically
Nice.
the main thing about it is the seasoning, because I'm not joking. It's got like 16 seasonings or something like that all in one.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. But so basically it's a tortilla, and we always use the street taco ones. It's got cabbage
Okay.
chopped up on it, and then you put this meat on that you seasoned with the seasoning. And I don't even know. I literally just name it, and it's probably in there, like seasoning wise.
Okay.
Garlic, yes.
Cinnamon.
Onion powder, yes. It's all there. Cinnamon, yeah. No
Seriously.
joke. No
Really?
joke. There really is
Cinnamon?
some cinnamon there. And I know because I made it this week. In fact, there's some in the fridge if you guys want some, but I think there's a little bit of pizza on its way.
Yeah.
Not a little bit of pizza.
$90 worth of pizza.
The pizza's
So
Pizza and wings.
and then, but you take the same seasoning that you cook the chicken with and you put it with just straight mayo, which I know sounds a little funny, but you just mix it with mayo, you whip it up, and that's like the sauce. So you put the chicken with the anyway, that's your taco, and then lime juice
Okay,
on the top.
okay.
And that's a taco, and it's so good.
I wanna
And
eat it.
It's pretty spicy, but it's like flavors you don't know: allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, crushed red pepper, cumin.
Time.
Yeah, no.
You said
Oh.
it doesn't end up tasting like authentic,
No, it's-
like
it's-
street taco.
It is not like
tacos,
Mexican food at all.
but it's still delicious.
Yeah, it's like in a Mexican food platform, but like the spices from, I mean, it's Jamaican jerk.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
was like, does
guessing
that fall
maybe
under
from
the
Jamaica.
umbrella?
Yeah.
That doesn't fall in the Mexican food umbrella, I wouldn't
No,
think.
but it's just the
No.
street taco kind of setup,
Okay.
you know? Yeah.
So mayo, weird things with mayo.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried a couple of times now searing my steak with mayo.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So it works, but don't put too much on.
No,
because
here's
then
the
you
thing.
get
But what's
I
oily.
the-
just think mayo is like disgusting. To
Well,
begin with.
well, what
Really?
do you
100%. Yeah.
what do you sear a steak with?
Garlic butter.
Garlic,
butter, olive oil,
Olive oil, avocado oil.
avocado
No.
oil.
Well,
just
I
some
don't,
oil.
but
like,
yeah.
I've done
nothing
that.
Than
Yeah.
mayo.
So like, what?
I've
is-
never done
What is
mayo.
mayo? It's just
Fat,
oil, fat
an
oil.
egg.
Yeah. Like
Now,
Right?
yeah.
Oil and egg, I guess. That's really what it is, right?
Sorry, guys. Let's pause. This is an Uber Eats issue.
okay.
What's going on?
They said the latest arrival is 11:45.
Oh.
Is that too late?
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
it's an hour from now.
Yeah.
Is that too late?
Yeah.
Should I try to?
You should
cancel
order.
this?
You should just order 45 Big Macs.
We could try to that.
45 Big Macs. You can use that coin.
Sorry.
I just handed Mike. We also have a bunch of coins here because we're nerds and we're fat nerds, and
is
we like
amazing.
coins.
I mean,
I just handed Mike a coin. Read it, Mike.
I don't
It's,
think you can cancel this. So when it comes down to it, you'll have a lot of food tomorrow.
You will.
It's literally
sounds good.
coming at 11:45. That's
what
the
it
arrival.
We'll still be
I don't
here.
know how to cancel it.
Oh, we'll still be here. I guarantee
We'll
it.
still be here.
We'll still be here.
We will, but yeah, we will.
It's a lot of
We're eating
food.
late.
It's a lot of food.
Doesn't
a
look
lot of
like we
food
can
in an
cancel
hour.
it, so
We're okay. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's
Thanks,
okay.
Tyler's work. So Jeff just handed me a golden Big Mac token from 1988. Oh no, 2018.
Yeah.
Wait, before
it was
we get
pretty
into
recent.
that, is your coin valued at that much that you talked about before?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it.
But transitioning from food into coins, here we go.
good. Well,
Check that out.
I like it.
So in 2018, I used to not go to
I like where this is
McDonald's
going.
very often.
Yeah.
Okay, and literally I heard on the radio that it was the Big Mac's anniversary, and that if you went and ordered a Big Mac and got a Big Mac, they would give you this free coin, and this coin was good for a free Big Mac. So any fat person would have cashed that coin in. But guess what? I am a fat person who also likes coins, so I hung on to the coin. And I'm sure it's still good. I could go to the drive-thru and fling that into the drive-thru.
I remember the sign at the drive-thru because I also recently, in the past few years, we talked about this on the
Right.
podcast.
Yeah.
I've been going to McDonald's.
Yeah.
I ate at McDonald's today, and I was like, I got to tell Jeff about this tonight.
Okay.
But I remember the sign on the drive-thru being like, "We are out of Big Mac tokens," and I was like, "Oh, what's a Big Mac token? I
Yeah.
want one."
I'm pretty sure I went during breakfast time to make sure
Yeah.
that I got one.
Anyway, I like it. It's a cool coin.
I think it says valid through 2018 on it.
Son of a bitch. So it's only valid as a coin. Okay.
Yeah, but it was minted in the USA, so Phil would be happy.
Yeah. Well, this is transitioning. We got me and Mike have coins out in front of us. And I don't know if you guys are into coins. Me and Mike recently discovered that we're both into coins,
Yeah,
which is
like,
really
so we've been
funny
friends
because
for 30 years.
we
and
never knew.
Don't know.
And I wouldn't say that I have like a coin collection that's really like anything super impressive, but I like them. And I don't know what it is. It started out with when I
I'm sorry.
traveled around a little bit.
Don't
Yeah.
mean to interrupt, but this is really good.
Oh, go back to the
Let's
food.
do
Everyone
real.
try
We're
some
going back to
asparagus.
okay, so we're doing our pickled item.
This is pickled asparagus. It
This
took me.
is like
What's
a
the-
pickle.
What's the flavor?
It's really
The
good.
flavor is
It's pickled.
asparagus.
It's not like a
No,
spicy asparagus.
It's got
or
2
anything.
cloves of garlic on
Do
the
you have
bottom.
like a napkin or something?
No, just rub your face
go
on that
first.
blanket on the
It's
wall.
So good.
So this is my favorite pickled item. Other people have said eggs and other things. Mine's pickled asparagus.
Did you eat those eggs the other night?
I didn't
spicy
actually. I
eggs?
really
They
need
were
to.
good. Those were
I need
good.
to.
They
I need
were
to.
good.
But see, the thing with pickled asparagus
Shout
is my
out to Jake.
aunt, God rest her soul, is no longer with us, and she used to make these all the time. And she was in Idaho, and literally the asparagus just grew in her backyard in the ditch. So she would go out and cut it and pickle it.
This is good. This is
And
really good.
I
like it.
love
This is good stuff.
I love pickled asparagus.
Yeah, it's good.
Where'd you get this?
Costco. I literally went to 3 grocery stores, and then Colleen's like, "Oh, they sell it at Costco. I'll pick some up next time." So of course it came with 2 jars because it's
Costco
Costco.
is amazing.
It is.
Let's
I
take
love
like
Costco.
3 minutes to talk about how awesome Costco is.
Well, I'm going to take 1 minute at least and tell you that the biggest Costco in the entire world is in
Salt
Utah,
Lake City.
in Salt Lake City, Utah.
No, it's in Burbank. No,
No.
sorry. No, IKEA. Sorry. The biggest IKEA store is in Burbank, California.
The biggest one in the world's in Salt Lake.
Yep. And in their addition that they built onto it to make it the biggest in the world is unbelievably huge.
Wait, which
Yeah.
Costco?
It's on
Salt Lake on
21st
yeah.
South and 3rd West.
I'm going tomorrow.
Humongous. I'm not kidding. You will
It's
get
further
lost
up
in
than
there.
21st South.
I want to go there.
But anyways, it's
Like,
close
here's the
to
thing:
there.
the samples, like in a regular Costco, is just cool, right?
Yeah.
The samples at that Costco when they did it pre-COVID, you factually had to eat because of the amount of distance you've traveled from the entrance. You had to actually
To be able
eat
to
to
make
make
your
sure
way
and
back.
keep it going. You're like, yes, I'll take a slice of Hot Pocket.
Thank you.
To parch my
I'm
sleep.
not gonna. This asparagus
my thirst.
pickled is really good.
Yeah,
They're pretty good.
they're really
Yeah.
good. And
Who here has done a Costco lunch
oh, dude,
where you just
Like-
take a lap around Costco and and your lunch is the samples?
I did one time.
It's been a while, but I have done it many
done it.
times when I was younger.
Well, COVID has stopped all the samples.
Right.
It's really funny. They still have sample ladies out there, but they're just like showing you stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And they slap
Don't.
do they slap
It's
your
really
hand away?
sad.
Have you had your hand slapped?
No, but they do seem kind
He's
of
too
like
fast.
they-
He gets it.
You walk around, it's like a Victoria's Secret catalog,
Okay.
where you walk around and they just show you the food,
And you're like,
but you
"Ooh."
can't have any of the food.
Okay.
It's like a magazine. Get it? You see the joke there?
Food is yummy. I got the joke.
Good. Mike, what is this book you have? You have a whole book of
Oh,
coins
I have two
here.
things I want to talk about.
Okay.
Coin wise. So my mother knows that I like coins, and my grandfather died last year, and she handed me a couple of like giant pill bottles full of just change, pocket change, and she's like, "You like coins? You're like the only person in the family that is into coins, so here you go."
So this is her dad.
Yeah, my granddad.
Yeah.
So I was going to go through it, but it's just been sitting on my shelf for months.
Right.
Now, at my kids' school, there's been a coin drive for someone going through some medical stuff. And so we took it. We decided, it'll be a good tribute to my granddad. We'll take this, I don't know, looks probably like $20 worth of change. And we will.
But it's like nothing special change.
Yeah, it's just pocket change.
Okay.
Normal change. But I'll go through it to make sure it's something, there's not something like special in it. So I'm not just giving that away to
a coin machine.
a coin machine.
On
There we go.
accident,
It's like
yeah.
someone in need. They're not giving it to someone in need.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what I mean, Devin.
Screw
Oh,
it, man.
No, I mean it would go to someone in need, but it would run through
Yeah, just go
a
through a
coin
coin
machine,
machine.
or a bank or something
Yeah.
first.
So this coin came out.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll cut right here.
Oh,
Cancelled
he
our
canceled the
order.
pizza.
Why?
I have a feeling they're closed.
Maybe because we ordered too much.
Good call.
Anyways, continue.
Probably good for us. You can get
All right.
you can get Uber Eats tomorrow.
No, we're gonna get $90 worth of Uber Eats tonight at one point.
How about a little bit less though?
Well, I mean,
Can you get
yeah.
40 Big Macs? Because I think the McDonald's is open 24.
Do you guys want McDonald's or Wendy's or Del Taco or Rancheritos or Burger King?
None of them. I got pickled asparagus.
I know.
Whatever you want, Tyler.
No, I just feel like I need to contribute. So McDonald's, Wendy's.
You are contributing by being here.
No, McDonald's. No, McDonald's, Wendy's,
I already ate
Del
McDonald's
Taco, or
today.
Rancheritos.
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 Or
All right,
some
let's,
burritos.
let's go with Rancheritos.
All right, sounds
Breakfast
good.
burritos.
Yeah, we're going to be here. You guys having a sleepover?
Yeah,
Maybe.
apparently.
Sounds good.
There, well,
I got a heated doghouse outside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like something I
I
would
will
enjoy.
sleep in my car.
Yeah. I'll be in the back seat.
Okay, so Mike, you had a whole bunch of coins.
So I got this coin, and there was one weird coin, something I didn't recognize, and I'm holding it right now. It has an eye with like a halo above it, and then like looks like the top part of the old-fashioned Adidas symbol, and it says "Holiness to the Lord" around it. And I was like, well, that's from the temple.
Mormon temple.
Yep. And then on the other side it says GSLGPG, $5, $18.50, and then two hands shaking. And I was like, "What is this?" So I gave it to my wife, and because I was counting through all the other coins, or going through all the other coins, and she looked it up, and it is apparently it stands for Great Salt Lake City Pure Gold.
Right.
And Brigham Young started a mint, and for a few years they made these gold coins.
So just interested in like historically why they did this. This was like pioneers moved to Utah
Yeah.
and thought for a short amount of time at least, like we're not going to even be part of the United States.
Yeah, they're not part of the United States. There's all this gold coming in from California,
We're going to be our own country. We're going to have our own
Yeah.
currency.
and we need to have currency. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And then and a lot of these coins got shipped back east to buy things that that they couldn't buy in Utah or
Yep.
the state of Deseret, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Mexico.
It was Mexico at that point.
And then I can't do this and talk. at
Oh,
the same
sorry.
time.
Yeah,
What do you
he's a man.
want from
He wants a California burrito.
Okay.
Bacon and egg breakfast burrito.
I don't know what that means.
Bacon and
You know,
eggs.
this is Fat Kids Corner. We should factually leave all ordering food on the
That's true.
podcast.
I know,
That actually
yeah.
is true.
And all
bacon and
discussion
egg
of
breakfast
food.
burrito, please.
Yeah.
And I want to point out that no matter what you're doing when you're a fat kid, if food is
You
is
have to
brought up,
stop.
you stop whatever you're doing and you deal with it.
I think that's an okay rule
Yeah.
for fat kid.
yeah, Fat Kid Corner.
It's fine.
So
Okay.
basically, if I could summarize this, this potentially is a Mormon minted coin from 1850.
Correct. And there are only like anywhere from 80 to 100 of them in existence.
Because a lot of them were melted down for their gold value.
Exactly.
and
Let's stop for a minute.
The
I'm so
authority.
sorry.
Let's go up.
I'm going to get you a
authority.
Texano burrito,
I don't know what that means, but
chicken,
okay.
potato, sour cream, and cheese.
I don't know the last words you said.
Chipachinch?
No, I'm sorry. It's a Texano burrito, chicken, potato, sour cream, and cheese. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'll eat that.
no, we can always interrupt for food in Fat Kid Corner. That's a new rule we just decided on.
Can't be mad
that's
about
fine.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So I
Weird.
scoured the internet to
So
find out if it was
not-
real, because if it's real, it's worth $80,000.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, we're so not close to like even $50.
Good. We don't need to spend all of your money.
Yeah. Spend
Use it tomorrow night.
You're good. Don't worry, son.
You have Sunday too.
You will be
No,
eating tomorrow, I
it's
promise. That's my
ridiculous.
guarantee to you. You will eat tomorrow.
Well, I don't want to.
and
Sorry.
you'll
Anyways,
have it
continue,
delivered
sorry.
to wherever you
I'm
are.
so sorry. Continue.
No, it's okay. It's food.
You always interrupt.
And so it could be worth $80,000. So I spent hours on the internet reading about these things, and
Yep.
apparently these coins were underweight what they were supposed to be, and so like a lot of merchants stopped taking them after a while, which I
Right.
found out.
They were underweight what
Yeah,
they were
like-
supposed to be.
So like a $5 coin is supposed to have so much gold in it, and apparently these ones didn't have as much as they were supposed to have.
Right.
Okay.
So they got a bad rep.
Okay.
Yeah, which is probably why they were mostly melted down. Now, the Mike figuring out if this coin was legitimate or not is when we started texting each
Yeah.
other and found out that
I like
we
coins.
both like coins,
Exactly.
which is what brings us up to this. I stacked my coins out here, and I have a coin from Mike. Actually, it's the only square coin that I know of that's actually a legitimate coin.
A square
That's
coin.
a U.S.
No, no, this is from Aruba.
Aruba.
Oh.
And they actually stopped making
passing it
them.
around.
That's actually for you though, Mike.
An Aruba 50 cents.
So
Thank
this
you.
is the old one. It's like a silver or a copper color or whatever you want to say, but it's a square coin. Aruba
That's
stopped
cool.
making them square, and so even in
That's-
Aruba, it was like a collector's item or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
I was
People-
gonna say I went to Aruba not that long ago, and I have some money still.
yeah, you should
Aruba.
see if you have some
Nothing
square
square,
ones.
though.
Is it
I don't-
square?
Nope.
I don't think that it's really
1996.
I don't think it's really worth much. In fact,
Wait, so this is 50. What?
they're the same.
They're the same.
Yeah, just one's older than the other one. But from that same place in those islands, I also have like this bill and a bunch of other coins. This bill is 10 whatever. What is this? 10
golden.
Gulden. It's from the Netherlands. 10 of these, I found out this is 17 cents. Is how much this is
Okay.
worth.
Really?
Yeah, it's really interesting. But then I got a bunch of coins
So
from
it's
that
got
same
it's
place.
got like a sparrow on it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a sparrow. That's
What
a
is that?
hummingbird
Oh,
on this 10.
that is
Bill.
a hummingbird.
And then the same token, the smallest coin, is this, which I swear to Jesus is made of aluminum or something.
That probably is made of aluminum.
It's
a
like
5-cent
the-
coin from this is also Aruba.
Yeah.
Wait, so
You go to
this,
Aruba. Why
like,
do you have this Aruba money?
This
I've been to
$10
Aruba
bill
a few
is
times.
How, is it?
17 cents.
Wow.
Yeah. That's as of today, you know. I'm sure it fluctuates all the time.
So, Mike, what is the process of finding out if that coin? Like, what do you have to do?
So I
yeah.
scoured the internet reading about it, and you've got to find out if it first. You got to find out if it's real gold, even. So there's like weight density and stuff. You got to find out how much those coins are supposed to weigh. And so we weighed it, and it's only like a couple grams less than it's supposed to be. So I was like, it might be kind of, because they were maybe kind of inconsistent. It's pretty worn. So we were kind of getting our like, holy cow.
Could
Did
be
my
real.
I
mom
was
give
super
me
excited.
And
$80,000 of my granddad's
Yeah, and that's
estate?
another
Yeah,
question: is if you find out that it's real, is it now your mom's again? Do you
Well,
get all $80,000?
I would have felt too guilty just keeping it. So I actually told my mom. I was like, "Hey, I've got this coin.
That's worth
it might be actually
$20,000.
it's only worth $13,000."
It's only worth $5,000.
Yeah, and it was just with all this pocket change.
Yeah. What'd she say?
Oh, well, she's like, "Well, that's crazy. I guess we'll have a conversation if we." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine with me."
Your mom's so cool.
But I found somebody that was an expert on like weird old gold coins online. So I took some pictures of it. I sent you guys pictures on
Yeah.
the text.
Yeah,
thread,
yeah.
But, but I took some pictures of it and sent it to this guy. I didn't think he'd respond, but he did, like within an hour. He's like, oh, that's actually an exact replica made by this person. They started making these in 1978, and look, as far as I know, they're still making them. I actually would like to buy that from you for $10 because I don't have a $5 example of the exact replica from this place.
Wow.
That's interesting.
So do you trust this guy? You think he's right?
I think he's legitimate.
Yeah.
But then I took it down to Rust Coin, the one that's not the crook.
Oh, you did
in
take it
Provo.
there.
I ended up taking it there just the other day, and he, the first person I gave it to, like, was weighing it and looking at it and weighing it, and he was like looking like really confused, and then he took
Right.
it back to the expert. Rust is his last name. I don't know his first name, but
Yeah.
he holds it and he like flicks it in the air and catches it. Like, yeah, that's fake.
That's,
You know, it's amazing.
dang
You
it.
you really can hear different sounds.
Yeah,
like
for the
metals.
different metal.
When you flick it like that, you can tell a
And
difference.
so
Really?
I've
Yeah.
flicked a gold coin before, and this doesn't sound like a crappy metal. It
Can
has
we
that little
pause
thing.
for a
I'm
moment
gonna
and
go like
just
this.
like look at Devin while he takes off one layer of clothing?
Yeah, he did good.
There it went on the
I
mic.
can do it quietly.
Uh-oh.
Devin, take off
Where'd it go?
take off your shirt.
Later.
You got it?
Oh,
I'll
later.
turn it
Off
back on.
podcast.
Okay, on the subject of sound, just this is a handful of change. Okay, it's quarters. There's nickel
those are all
dimes in
silver.
there, but listen to it. Listen to it when you actually like
Sorry,
shake
is
it
this
around.
like modern money?
Just shake it. Does
Sounds
it
different.
sound different than like a handful of change that you'd get?
Like it sounds more dull to you, or
I
what?
don't
It
know.
sounds
Sounds
more
more like
tinkly,
dense.
like
Dense?
tinkly,
Less
more like a fuller sound. I don't know if that makes sense.
Ting ting, like it sings a little.
To me,
It's
it sounds like
prettier.
more dense, more like heavy.
Like if you had a handful of change like that and you just shook it, Devin, like this, do that.
It's kind of funny because we're living in a COVID age where like
We don't touch money
Money's
anymore.
taboo.
Does that
You
not
know?
sound different to you than like just a handful of change?
because I
I
want to
don't know. I
say
can you
never
not
use
tell?
change
Okay,
anymore.
I can tell.
I never use
right.
change anymore.
Thank you.
So all this change is pre 1965, is that
64.
right?
Or, yeah.
Have we
When-
changed
Before
the way we make it?
1965.
So pre 1965, if you find anything, it's actually silver.
90%
So, like,
silver.
This
Oh,
dime
really?
is worth $2.40 in silver.
Okay.
Right now. Obviously, it fluctuates all the time. Any of these dimes are. In fact, but there's super old ones.
see
Like
on the
there's
edge
a
how it's
Mercury dime.
Just
You can
silver.
actually
It
take this
doesn't have
10-cent
the-
dime and get $2 whatever for it.
Yeah,
Instead
if you
of
find
10
yeah.
cents.
Or you can take it to the grocery store
So
and
really,
just get 10 cents.
and ice
Yeah,
cream does still only cost a quarter.
That's true.
So we're about to go to like take this time to say, hey, give me $2.
well, you have to go to a
to a
coin
dealer.
store.
Someone that wants to
Yeah.
buy silver,
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
you'd have to go to a
or
coin
when
store.
the apocalypse comes because of inflation.
I think when the apocalypse
Well, when the
comes,
apocalypse
it's not going to
comes,
be old
it's gonna
coins.
be-
They're going to
no,
be
it's
ours.
gonna
gonna
be
save
like
us.
It's going to be
this-
like, here's a can of food.
Yeah, here's some bullets.
here's a
Yeah,
plan of
exactly.
alcohol. Let's
Yeah.
like deliberate.
Yep, here's a frappuccino. Am I right, guys?
Here's caffeine.
Wink.
Mike
Here's
just opened a
coffee.
frappuccino.
God, I
then
would- I would kill for coffee.
So this is called junk silver, and it's just old coins that actually are 90% silver, right?
There's a lot of people that just collect that.
Yep. And then there's this stuff that's actually full, like considered essentially bullion because it's 99.99% silver. And I just have
Canadian
fun
maples.
ones. I got a maple. Yep.
And you got Boba Fett. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
a
they're-
Darth.
Baba.
Boba or boba?
It's a bobbling fet.
It's,
I've always called them Boba Fett.
I drink bobas. I don't
what's boba? What do you drink?
Boba tea?
boba
Boba
teas.
tea?
Yeah. They got the floaties in
Had it,
them.
right?
Yeah, the
No, I
giant
haven't.
tapioca balls.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
you have like a really big
Yeah.
straw, right? And you like,
You got-
Yeah.
I went on a date and we had, I guess,
I love this
boba,
design.
That's
Boba tea.
great, huh?
boba tea.
Is one of my favorite coins. Is the
I just rather have
50-cent
vodka.
piece of this.
Do you have one?
Different
Yeah, in
experience.
1940, I've got a 1944 Walking Liberty, and it's like chef's kiss. Mwah. I like them. There's
There's a Liberty.
Wait, so these like 4 things I'm holding in my hand right now. What are these worth?
whatever
Well-
1 ounce of silver is worth, which I think is like
Right now is like $25.
$25.
But it
That's
fluctuates
pretty
between
cool.
like $50 and I think not that long ago it was like $12.
So my grandfather collected.
Ooh, that's pretty.
right.
I'm going to say my foster grandfather collected
Yeah.
coins, and
Foster. What? Oh,
Yeah.
your dad.
yeah,
Your dad's dad.
the grandfather. So my Junior Williamson. I'm sure you guys all met. He collect coins, and yeah, this is interesting because he was like, "Hey, this is going to be worth a lot," and I'm like.
Whatever.
crazy.
Whatever, Grandpa.
You don't know.
That's what I keep telling myself about my old X-Men cards. That's why I keep them. I'm like, someday
That's funny.
these are going to be worth a lot.
That's really funny. I have some cards that I for some reason hang on to, and I don't even know where I got them. Honestly,
Well,
it's a
here's a
Star Wars
question to
trading
you.
cards
Yeah.
and the Crow. I've got 2 full
Crow?
sets of the Crow.
Well, here's the general
I'm pretty
question.
sure it's not
What
gonna
do
do
you
anything.
collect that you think will be worth it, or not even think it to be worth it?
You're just holding on
You
to
just
it.
hold on to it.
Old
no idea.
Technology, electronics, cables. Just
Really?
I have a whole box of cables.
You really you keep them because you think
No.
they might be worth something.
I do collect them though.
Yeah, I collect them as well. And my
So
wife
many.
is always like, "Why do we have these?" I'm like, "Who knows? We might need them."
For reals. I threw a bunch away last year.
Yeah, we
And
did
guess
too.
what I needed?
One of those.
One of those cables I threw away. It was like an old cell phone charger cable.
And you're trying to get pictures.
And I
off
was
a
trying to
phone?
get pictures off of a phone.
Yeah.
I have. So that's the thing. Is like
And you,
I
can't
have
get it. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to find one online somewhere.
Dang.
like I have random Transformer figures. Sort of there was a good 2 or 3 years where I collected Transformer toys.
Yeah.
And never opened them. Just threw them in a
So
box.
you've got them
Yeah.
in box
Yeah,
mint
so
condition.
I have a Series 1 Harry Potter figure from whatever early 2000 years or whatever, and they're just sitting in my parents' garage.
Yeah.
So
Have you looked up if they're
That-
worth anything yet?
that's the thing that I collect. I used to collect old Transformers figure. When the Transformers, the first movie came out, I had all of them mint condition in a box or whatever. So that's what I.
My dad collects. He has these old Johnny West figurines. You guys know
I
what
don't even
Johnny
know.
West
I don't
is?
know
Yeah,
what
I
that
know
is.
who Johnny West
I don't
is.
know.
It's
That's
an
awesome.
old school Cowboys and Indians
Yeah.
show from
Yeah.
whatever my dad growing up time, so 70s, 60s, 70s.
Okay.
And he has these old school figurines from that. They're super, super old. He's held on to them his whole
That's
life.
awesome.
Right.
And they're cool, too. They're really cool.
Things get to a
But they're
certain...
more like dolls, which is interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're because they're they're this tall, and they have clothes that you can take off of them, put it back on them. Anyways, they actually
Sometimes
are cool.
things...
Sorry, here's my question. This book, what is it worth? Of all the coins you have,
I have no
in here?
idea. I don't know what it's worth. A few $100s probably, at least. Actually,
Cool.
probably less than $1,000, but more than $300.
Do you know what you need in there? What are you? What you're short? Do you know what the things look
You
like
know
that you're
what
tracking down?
I'm short of is the Pocahontas coin.
The Sacagawea?
Oh, sorry. That's how.
That's how
to be
in
racist.
tune you are with.
That's how whitewashed I am.
That sounds
Culture,
like Russia by the
native culture.
patriarchy.
Yeah.
I don't have any Sacagaweas either, but Bolt said that he collects them for when the world burns, basically. Yeah.
Sacagaweas.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're not the metal in them's not worth very much. This is something
No.
that was hard for me to wrap my head around, which is the difference between numismatic value versus melt or the metal value and the mint value, the government value of
What's the
a
first
coin.
word you use?
Numismatic.
So numismatic is coin collecting, or the coin value to a collector. A numismatist.
So that's what it's actually.
That's
worth,
what it's really
it will
called.
sell for.
But it's
That's the number that it will actually sell for.
Yeah,
on the market.
if somebody that's a collector wants it, that's how much
right.
it's worth.
Okay.
So I'll give you a great example here. See this Indian head and buffalo round. That's what they call it. It's the silver round. It's considered
value in
generic.
silver, but then
it's
there's-
value in silver. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything beyond that.
Yeah.
Then you go into something like these. This one's got Darth Vader on it, right?
Okay.
Right now, it doesn't necessarily have a collectability,
could
right?
someday.
But later on, it could. In that value, these two factually are the exact same ounce of silver, but because they pushed Darth Vader onto this thing,
Yeah.
it's got a numismatic value, is from what I understand. And like,
And then the last one you said, the mint value.
Yeah.
Is that saying
So,
like
like-
how much it actually was worth when it was
Yeah,
minted?
when it was created, like the dollar coins, they're worth $1.
Right.
From the like, if you're gonna buy something at the store, it's worth $1.
Right.
Or like this. There's a walking eagle there.
Yeah.
oh, I don't. It's back in here. Yeah.
Or those actual higher content silver dimes you were showing.
Yeah, where's
us, right?
that one? That one.
well, this one's still.
This
That's
one
got
is
a
minted
high-
by the United States government, but it is a $1 coin.
Right.
So technically,
But what's the actual silver value of
the
it?
silver
More-
value is like $25.
Yeah. Okay.
But so it says $1 on the back. So according to the U.S. government, it's worth $1, which is weird. It's just kind of weird to wrap your head around.
Why would
Yeah.
they? Yeah, and it is a weird thing why they'd even put a
Yeah,
value
why would they
on
even
it.
put $1 on it?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
they do. They have
Hey,
$1
food's on the
coins.
way.
Oh, hey.
What
Food
time's
update.
this food getting?
Are they going to wake up your baby when they knock on the door?
I have
You
a
can
sign
say
that
drop
says
on the
don't do
door.
it.
12 a.m. Is
Oh, it's even later than the pizza.
no.
The pizza
Yeah.
order got canceled
Well, because
anyways.
it's canceled.
Yeah. But it was going to be 11:40.
Well, the latest arrival by 12 a.m.
I want one of these asparagus
That's right.
pickles. I want, you
They
know what I
are
want
good.
to eat is Sid's. I listened to the podcast from last week,
Her
like
mom's
today.
eggs.
I want to eat Sid's
Yeah.
mom's eggs.
Wow,
Yeah.
that
I wanna
seems
try
really
Sid's-
sadistic of
Sid's
you.
mom's pickled
That's a weird
Oh,
sentence.
no, that makes
that
sense.
she oh dear.
It is a weird.
Dig
sorry,
out, dig
I'm sorry,
out.
Sid, if you're
But-
gonna listen.
Yeah, she makes pickled eggs apparently, and they're super bomb. We need to definitely.
I want to eat those.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I did something in the name of Mike today, and that was watched the season finale of WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Yeah, I might need to walk
So
away for
Devin,
this
you
part
need
of the conversation.
to leave.
WandaVision.
No,
Okay.
don't leave.
No.
You guys are
Okay,
getting
no,
into it. I want to watch it. I don't want
Well,
to be.
we can talk about it when you go upstairs and get the food.
That's not for another 30 minutes.
That's all right. We can hold on.
It's on
Here's
its
the
way.
thing. I
Actually,
feel like
45 minutes.
You
It's
could,
midnight, right?
you could. So if you dedicated like half a Saturday, you could watch all of WandaVision.
What have
Oh,
you
I'm
watched
sure.
so far?
No, I haven't watched anything. Not even episode 1.
Oh,
It's good.
in that
I've
case-
seen a preview.
In that case, it was really neat. Anyways, next subject.
I'm seriously happy to walk away so you guys can talk.
I
No,
know.
no, no,
Come
no, no,
on, that seems silly.
We should talk about the murder Mormons.
Yeah, did you guys watch that?
series.
What?
I
Lindsay
watched
and I
like-
started it, but we didn't.
I
it
watched the
that-
first 30 minutes.
I
So
heard
it's
there was
mur-
a documentary on Mark Hoffman.
Yeah,
right?
Murder Among the Mormons. It's by now I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who starred in and did
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah,
What?
Really?
yeah. He did this. It's a
But what is
documentary.
The Heater guy,
Yeah. What's his first name?
John.
Is
Heater.
that it?
It's like John Heater, right?
Yeah,
He
I
did
think that's
this?
right. Yeah,
He produced
him and
it.
somebody else did it together.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So, anyways, it's called Murder Among the Mormons. It's a 3-part, I think, documentary on Netflix, and it's about Mark Hoffman. Mark Hoffman
Clear that up. Yeah.
started off as a old documents dealer, but then it turned out he was forging
like
a
the
bunch-
Salamander document.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he was
okay.
forging a bunch of the stuff that he was selling to people, and he was selling these documents. I mean, he sold
straight to the church.
some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So one of them he sold to someone who was like working as a middleman for the church for $40,000. That's the Salamander letter. It's
Right.
like $40,000. He sold another set of documents for $300,000, and this is in the 80s.
So
and
that's a
90s,
lot of
so
money.
this is a lot of money,
Right.
And then he had another document that wasn't church related. It was some old
Right.
U.S. history document,
Right.
that he was in the process of selling for $1.5 million.
I need
But
to
he
know
got
about
caught,
this.
I think, before that went through.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a documentary on it. We're only one episode in, so I haven't
I-
seen the whole thing yet. But
I haven't watched it either.
it's super interesting so far, especially if you don't already know
Sorry,
the story
Jeff.
of Mark Hoffman.
What is this I'm looking at?
So sorry, I couldn't get past the coins and stuff apparently, but I passed around what's called a Utah Goldback. There's a company that started this, and they're in Alpine, Utah. That supposedly, and I'm not 1,000% convinced of this, is 1/1000th of an ounce of gold is actually pressed into that paper. And so not only is it an actual currency printed, but it actually has gold in it as well.
So currency aside, what is the imagery behind
I
this?
don't even know. I haven't even looked at
Can I
it.
take a look?
What
I
is
mean,
it?
yeah, it's a
It's a
woman
Native
at
American woman.
No,
right?
it's not. I wouldn't say. Well, I mean, she has black hair, but like,
She
what
has gold hair,
is-
actually.
Gold hair.
Gold.
But I don't understand the imagery.
I actually
or,
haven't
like,
even paid
behind
attention
this.
to it. You want to know how I got that? I literally gave him my email address.
I don't want to know how you got it.
Oh, you
can
didn't
And
have
I
to pay
killed
for
three.
it?
And I killed 3 people.
But I'm just trying to understand the imagery behind this. Like, there's a tree.
Let me see. I don't
There's
know.
like a dark-haired woman.
They're all like that, by the way. And so there's 2 states that actually have these gold backs. One of them is Nevada and
like,
one's Utah.
I get that, but I'm just trying to understand the imagery behind this.
Art.
I honestly don't even know what the imagery is. There's a woman sitting on a tree, and there is a dog next to her.
Right, but I'm just... Oh, sorry.
I have no idea what the imagery is.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's goldback.
It is interesting.
It's a privately issued currency, like a just in case currency kind of thing.
I don't know. I think that's kind of the idea. The whole thing about gold, like right now, gold is worth $1,700 an ounce.
Really?
So it's like, what are you going to do other than make a mortgage payment with an ounce of gold if you buy it by the ounce? So if you buy 1/1000th, that thing is worth like $1. I don't know. 1707 to buy 1,000. It's basically worth $1.70 or $1.80. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like,
So you can
describe
actually
gold
buy.
back.
You could actually buy eggs with it, for example.
Yeah.
Well, no, the store wouldn't take that.
No,
There actually are stores in Utah, and they have legislation to accept this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like,
I
for
feel like
me
the average
specifically,
store
I'm
would
just
not.
trying to
No.
understand
Walk
the
into Smith's,
imagery
they're not just
or
gonna take
the
this.
Absolutely
the concept
not.
behind it.
Yeah, they're actually all images like that because that's a one. What do they call that? A 1/1000th.
Tay is like the Troy out. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But this guy was at a
Yeah, I've
fair.
never seen this before. So
This guy was at a fair. They had a booth next to me, and I'm like, "How do I get one of those?" And he's like, "Oh, just give me your email address." So I gave him my email address and got it. So
Here you are.
that's how I got it.
How did he email that to you?
He gave it to me physically.
Through email.
Oh, I.
But because I gave up my email
I
and he
see.
can scam me,
I
not,
gotcha.
not scam me, but
sorry, I need to go to the bathroom.
okay. You know which one to go to.
Nope.
Upstairs,
Upstairs.
back
door.
around, and right by the garage where we just came in.
So you guys interested in that Mark Hoffman, or move on to a new topic?
I don't
think
know
it's a
enough about
super
it.
interesting topic, but I haven't
Just
seen the
push it.
documentary.
Just push it.
Have you heard anything about it? Have you read up on Mark Hoffman or the story
Yeah.
at all?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much about it either. I've only read like surface level details about it, and we're only one episode into the documentary, so I don't know a ton either. But it's interesting.
Are they like 1 hour episodes?
Yeah.
I
something
should
like
go.
that.
I should watch that.
I want to watch
I
it.
think they're less, like 45 minutes.
You know, we stopped subscribing to Netflix though
Why?
because
Because of that girl show?
I think it is.
That little girl
my
show?
my wife did it. I don't really care. There's enough entertainment on,
Yeah.
Disney Plus and so
Amazon
much
and
other
everything.
stuff. Amazon, and we've got Hulu. That it was like whatever on that. So, but that one really does interest me because I'll tell you what I've been getting into pretty recently. And I don't know if you guys have gotten into this at all. Is Utah history, and I don't know why it's so fascinating to me. It literally sparked when Mike talked to me about that coin. But I've been more and more into it. But recently, there's 2 books that I got from the library. One was talking about the caves of the Great Salt Lake. Caves.
Okay.
Literally, you go look on Google, can't find anything.
Okay.
Nothing about them. I'm like, there's caves on the Great Salt
Are they
Lake?
collapsed now, or is
No.
it something that's real?
Absolutely not. They're
Teach
100% real. So I Google, there's a thing called Promontory Point. It's like the Great Salt Lake has a big point that comes down, and there are ancient caves there where they have factually found artifacts of Native Americans and also a whole bunch of like cattle rustlers and stuff like that have occupied those caves, both in like emergency situations and also like settled in for the winter. And these
gone up there?
they're still there.
Have you tried to go up there yet?
No, but I'm telling you right now, I'm literally planning backpacking trips to these type
Oh,
of
is it a
places.
hike into it? You
I don't know,
You
but
can't
I'm
get close by car.
I don't know, but
It's close to
I would
Promontory
just
Point. I bet you can get pretty close
Oh,
driving. And
I'll
just a
bet you we
short
can
walk.
I'll bet you we can get right up to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure, especially with a truck or something like that.
Yeah.
So
We should go check it
That
out.
sounds cool.
I absolutely
fun.
want to, but I want to take
Go to
backpacking
like
stuff.
the Spiral Jetty, and there's a
It's
few other
right near
things
there,
right around there.
So I want to go there with
Golden
backpacking
Spike
stuff.
or whatever is right by there.
Yep, it's on the way. But I want to take backpacking stuff just so we could spend the night and like spend time out there without like packing too heavy. But that was one that was really cool. And then I literally on my Google Maps, I could show you guys. This is so funny to me because I got this other book that was talking about the Donner Party. Okay, Donner Reed party. The
Cannibals.
they went across. Yeah, that's all they're really known for. But it's actually very fascinating, like the whole story. And anyways, when they crossed through the Great Salt Lake Desert, they abandoned a bunch of wagons there because their oxen got stuck, and they just basically dropped them off. So they didn't actually die until
Like
California,
Nevadas, yeah.
right? But there's a whole, and I'm showing everybody my phone right now. See all these starred places? I kind of had to piece it together from different pieces of data in the book in different areas.
Okay.
These are different areas where the Donner Party went through. Now, the reason why it's so fascinating to me is I think it would be super cool to go out and do the same thing, kind of backpack through or ATV
Do
through
the Donner
that
Party
area.
track.
Because supposedly, this is the story, is that from the time they abandoned a bunch of their wagons, I think 2 or 3 of their wagons, to the point where they actually died, they were offloading stuff because they're like, this is unnecessary. And the party was actually all pretty upper class, like farmer, rancher type people. And so they had gold and they had weapons and they had all kinds of
take
stuff.
some metal detectors.
I think it would be super fun.
do
And
it.
there's actually journals.
Buried treasure.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually journals of them talking
so
about
thick.
stashing away their guns to come back later. They roll them up in like waterproof tents and they stashed them in some of the passes and stuff like that. So, and a lot of them haven't been recorded as being recovered, even though they could have been recovered and just not reported, you know?
It's kind of a bummer that we learn about most of this stuff in like 5th and 6th and 8th grade, and like at that level,
Yeah.
as opposed to like at a better level that we could learn
Like
it
college or something.
in. Yeah. And we just don't think about it again that much. You learn
Yeah.
about the Donner Party in elementary school, and like, yeah, they ate each other, and that's gross. But like you said, there's way cooler stuff.
Oh yeah, there's huge excavations out there in the 30s to find these the abandoned covered wagons, and I thought it was really cool. In fact, my favorite history class, well, maybe one of my favorites, was American folk history that we did in 4th grade. We literally studied in American folk history.
We
Here's
need
the
everyone
thing.
to think you're woke.
I would love to have this conversation 100% sober, but I'm not sober right now.
So hold on,
We'll,
let me
work
just
with what we have.
Do you know what I'm saying?
with this new
Like-
recorder though, I can just hit the woke button. So hold on, beep. Okay, now say it.
No, I'm just saying, like, for me now, I would have this conversation between, like, femininity and masculinity or whatever, but I'm not, like, sober enough to have this conversation.
It's too intricate.
No,
Thank you.
I know what you're
Yes.
saying though, because he's not like a. When Tyler says he's like a too effeminate gay person, it's not like he's a loud like. He's not that kind of effeminate gay person. He's
Right.
actually like a very like soft, quiet, like actually effeminate
Right.
gay person. Like he's very like a
'Cause it's-
soft,
it's-
quiet female.
So it's
Like,
different
it-
from like the quote. I'm using air quotes. Flaming.
Right.
Can I say that?
yeah.
It's
I
really
really
hard
don't know.
because, like, that's how it was. It's hard for me to speak about because, like, it was how I grew up. You know, like my older brother was only like 15 months older than I was, and he was like an all-star when it comes to sports and basketball and whatever. And I was more at the time called artistic. I was more intellectual. I was more whatever, which is at the time in the 90s a way of saying like you were gay. You know what I mean? Like I was more effeminate. I definitely didn't have masculine qualities. So speaking to that point of view, it's just tough because like in this particular 20,000, 20 whatever world, it's different. Like
You're sitting at a table with 2 former male cheerleaders. You know that, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
and,
but you
and
weren't,
me.
And
But you weren't male cheerleaders in a sense where like you were attracted to guys. Like you weren't male cheerleaders in a sense where like that was part of your sexual identity. You know
that's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
So
That is true.
when
We were
I talk
just doing one of the like most stereotypical "you're gay" actions, other than just having sex with a man. Like
it's
being
a
a
tough scenario
cheerleader.
because like in this like LGBT world, like 2 years ago was different than 4 years ago than it was 6 years ago. 2 years from now is gonna be different from that. You know
So
what I mean?
it is
Seems
so
like things
right.
It's
change
just so evolving and it's so different, and I don't know. It's hard to talk about because for
It's
me,
interesting.
Yeah, it's for me specifically. Like when people tell me like, "Hey, you're more artistic, you're more intellectual, you're more whatever." That was like my internalized feeling of saying like, okay, you're gay.
Right.
You know? And I didn't even know what gay was until I was like 15, 16 years old. And I didn't know how different I was until that point. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so it's just like one of those things where like it just evolves when you talk about.
I think a lot of guys get those kind of comments though. Like, you know, any guy who's not like your stereotypical, like, I don't know, strong, buff, athletic, jock type guy, they're going to get those kind of comments, right?
Yeah.
I got comments like that a lot growing up, you know, that you're more like, I don't know, you're more of a thinker than a athlete or like whatever. But
I mean, I get that, but it's different when your older brother is like 1 year difference in you. You know what I mean? Like he was in 8th grade, I was in 7th
You felt like
grade.
it's kind of an overshadow thing?
Right.
I mean, I got called fag a lot of times by my brother's friends, like his friends that like would like
They called you
generally
fat or
fag.
Oh, yeah.
very common back in the 90s.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that word not thinking that
Yeah.
they could be hurting somebody
Yeah, no,
using
like
that word.
what
Yep.
really like divot my life was when I don't mean to call him out, but like when Travis called me a fag, he called me a fag over the phone, and at that point, that's when like I can really tell my life went different than everybody else because like I had no idea what fag was up until he called me that, and then when he called me that, I really had to think about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I am that person, and that really like divot and really whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Well, I get that. I'm probably one of the few people. I think pretty much everyone around when you came out and told us that you were gay. I think I was the only one that was like, really? I don't know why. For some reason, it didn't make sense to me, and it wasn't anything other than you're Tyler,
right.
You know what I mean? And you're the bro, and like you were like closer to me than these guys, but like the Jerome and Christian. You know what I mean? They're
Yep.
like my buddies up the road that way, and your parents lived up there too. And it just didn't make sense to me. I know I've heard other people say, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
cool." And I was like, "How is Tyler any different than me or anyone else?" Like it didn't click for many years, actually.
It was a weird scenario because, like, as much as I want to attribute you to, like, getting into the family about the PH family about everything, it wasn't really you. It was Karen. Like,
Yeah.
It was me going to Karen in drama class and saying, like, I don't feel like I belong. I don't feel like I have friends. And she's like, well, hang out with my son, Jeff. And that's what, like, introduced me to the whole scenario.
It's so funny. I totally forgot about that. But now that you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's
it was,
right.
It was a Newsies thing. It was Karen, and as much as Karen is
Karen.
you know, it wasn't until like I connected with her at some point,
Yeah.
which is almost embarrassing because like I know Karen is Karen, you know.
But dude, I'm telling you, she did a lot of good things, and I'll be the first to say that.
yeah, she did a lot of good
People are
things.
Complex.
Yeah.
Yep. She did a lot
And
of
she
great
was like,
stuff.
"Hey, come hang out with my son Jeff," and I did, and we were like 2 streets over, and I was like, "Oh, cool, Jeff is cool." And then that introduced me to you guys, and everything, and that was it.
So funny. I totally forgot about that.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
that's
that at
funny.
all.
And I guess maybe just for people listening, for we release this episode, we're talking about Karen being complex because she was a teacher at the school who had a lot of wonderful qualities and helped a lot of people. But then it came out later on that she had done a pretty terrible thing.
She had a relationship with my
She had a
best
relationship
friend
with-
at the time
Yeah.
who was underage.
She had an underage relationship. you
As
know.
a teacher, they kind of frown on that. And frankly, as any adult,
Anybody,
they kind of frown
yeah.
on
They
that.
frown on it.
But it was a
Society.
little extra because she was a
She
teacher
went
at
to
junior
jail
high.
for
Yep.
several years
Yep.
for it to prison, I guess.
Yep.
Not jail for several years.
But
It was
that's
jail,
what introduced
actually.
me
It's
to
the
you,
same thing.
you
It's
guys
different.
and Rachel.
Wasn't federal,
and
but-
like your family became like someone I could connect with.
Yeah.
If I didn't connect with you, I connected with Rachel, and I connected
Yep.
with your other older sister.
Kara.
What you're
Kara,
saying
And
is,
we had that was it. You know what I mean? And
That's so funny.
what you're saying
and,
is we can thank Karen for this meal right now.
yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen, and Tyler's work.
Yes.
I think what I think is funny is the way you described that just made me think that like any one of our parents, for any of us, if somebody came to them and said, "Hey, like I know this kid or my kid or whatever, he doesn't have very many friends or he's kind of weird," I feel like any one of our parents would be like, "I know the right guys
Yeah.
for you."
Yeah.
I know a
will
group of
berate
guys you guys
No,
can
for
hang
me,
out with.
like for me
Oh,
specifically.
you're a little bit of an outcast, or
Yeah.
you're a weirdo, or you don't have friends.
I love it. Oh yeah, I didn't want to wake up Tyler's family. We got there at like 6 or 7 in the morning because I drove all night, which was super cool, by the way. That Highway 6 in the middle of the night, we pulled over more than once and looked at the stars, and unbelievable. Just what a cool place. And then we get in front of their house, and I just slept in the car because I didn't want to wake anyone up. I was like, ah. So I slept out there for like 4 or 5 hours.
No, I remember my mom woke me up at like AMR. She's like, "Hey, there's someone out there." I looked.
Yeah.
I was like, "That's Jeff."
and his girlfriend. What the hell are you guys doing out there? Yeah, it was pretty funny. I had another topic to bring up that if you guys want to talk about more stuff. So
We have enough food to last the night.
I
we
think
go till the food is done.
okay. Well, this is going to be a really good lunch for tomorrow, and we're going to be down here the whole time. Oh, okay. I got to tell you, I got into some interesting. I got to tread lightly because you guys will instantly jump on me, but like interesting entertainment or weird entertainment. Okay, that's kind of the thing that came up.
Why are we gonna jump on it?
Because you can strewn that about
racist.
4,000
Are you
different
going to
ways.
talk about the guy in India who died from
Yeah,
the
see
cockfight?
that kind of weird stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Because his wiener got cut?
No, not exactly.
I don't know this story.
Happened in India
I
like
don't
2
either.
weeks ago.
I don't know this story either. But what I'm talking about is like, is there some kind of entertainment that you guys listen to, watch, or something that you're kind of like, I don't know if anyone else in this world likes this.
Like
Not in the
a guilty
world.
pleasure kind of
Right.
thing?
And I'll go first. I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about. And I recently found this. There's a guy on YouTube called Scavenger Mike. And I am so entertained. His videos are like 30 minutes long each. So it's not even like a short little clip on YouTube. And he dumpster dives. And he pulls out scrap metal, but he's so entertaining. It's like I've never considered buying YouTube guys merch, and I want to buy his shirt. It says "Scrappity Scrap, y'all." And I'm not joking.
That's actually
I
pretty
love
awesome
this guy.
without knowing this guy.
Yeah.
He's just got, and you know what it actually did for me? And I know this is like way too far reading into it because the guy's literally dumpster diving, but he's dumpster diving and he has tons of fun doing it. And he has like a really good attitude. And I'm like, you know what? I could just go dumpster dive and I could still have a good life. Like, you know what I mean? Like this he's going to be okay, you know? And his 250,000 followers probably get him some money too. But anyways, do you guys have anything like that where you're like, I don't know if anyone else would really enjoy watching this? Not that kind of stuff, Mike. I just looked at his face. Yeah, Trent would have jumped down my throat.
For me, it's a YouTube channel called like Odd Tinkering. So this guy,
Odd tinkering.
Odd Tinkering.
Okay.
Tyler's talking with his mouth full of burrito.
As you should
let
do,
me
as you
finish
factually
up.
should do on the Fat Kids Corner.
And
No,
That's-
so what
that's-
he does is he takes like old items and he restores them. So anything
yeah.
from like a Japanese knife to the latest episode I watched was like Game Boy Advance, where he goes in, cleans it out, and does all
Right.
these random things. And he doesn't talk during the video; it's all
Right.
subtitles. It's just like him.
You hear the sanding sound,
Yeah,
the band
the
saw.
AS.
ASMR.
What does that
restoration,
stand for? Someone?
Audio stimulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I enjoy that. I literally could watch that for like 2 hours. Just
Yeah.
not even watching it, but hearing it. But like, I definitely get what you're
It
saying.
is cool. It's like a little toy, and he restores it or
totally.
something like that.
Yeah,
I think my
see
daughter
it.
watches that YouTube channel.
Wow.
That's what
When I let her on
that's what I-
YouTube,
Yeah.
from the hallway.
freaking YouTube.
Yeah. Not just YouTube.
Dude, I will never let my daughter have a smartphone in her room.
Really?
I can't. In fact, I hope, it's fine. One of my daughters, they have phones because they go to dance class. They're there by themselves for multiple hours. And it's weird because they're 8 and 12, and I've given them phones already. iPhones. There are old iPhones, and they're great, right? They're good iPhones.
Do you put any like restrictions on the phone? Or they just
No.
have full-
We haven't. Whether we aren't going to or not, that's a different discussion, but we haven't to this point because we do trust our kids and they're very honest with us. And that's the number one thing. Like, we only discipline our kids per se, like ground them or if they lie to us. To me, that's the most important thing. They can do anything and screw up. And as long as they tell me the truth, I can work with that. I can work with them. Right. And so I really have hammered home with my kids to just tell the truth to the point where the other day, long story short, we let her have her phone in her room because for some reason she's down in the basement and we're upstairs, and we're like, if you need to call us, right, or text us or whatever. And she was on TikTok for 7 hours.
Oh God.
Straight.
Wow.
Like, it was pretty impressive. There wasn't even like a little bit of this other app for a few minutes, and then this one. No, with the screen time on the Apple
It'll show
phones.
you.
Yeah.
Does it show you?
Solid
I've never
7
owned an
hours.
iPhone.
Just infinite scrolling.
Straight 7 hours, and I went down and woke her up and realized she went to bed 30 minutes ago. And I mean, her punishment was, I said to her, I said, were you on your phone all night? She goes, yes, you need to take it away from me. But the point I was bringing up is that we've talked about this before, the infinite scrolling, and it's like, it's literally designed so that you can't control yourself and you can't stop.
Yeah.
I think that's-
Grown-ups have a hard time with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it's so hard for like us our age, being the millennials or
Early.
millennials,
Zillennials.
You know what I mean? Like
Zelda
we-
millennials.
Isn't it?
And
Because
millennial with an X in front of it.
It's hard because like we don't see it as a problem. You know what I mean? Like we're, like knowledge enough to know like, hey, we should stop after this
Right.
or whatever. But like getting into kids and generation or whatever that generation after that,
Right.
like, that's all they have, and so
It's true, but I'll tell you, there's something interesting. And my grandma, who's 93, was taking care of a teenager, right? And her whole thought process was, if the kids are on the computer, I know where they're at and I know they're safe. No problem. She would let them be on the computer for 12 hours a day. It wasn't a big deal, but she knew they were there and she was safe. She did not duplicate the effects that these computers would generate on them, right? And like the infinite scrolling and all that stuff. So it's really weird. There's actually a window in between my grandma, who's super old, and then these super young kids where they don't get it. They don't see how it's going to affect it. But there's a generation or two in between with like us and our parents probably, and maybe, where we actually can see this is actually a problem. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but
I can see that.
I think I see what you're saying. So I just read a book called Glow Kids.
Wife is reading it right now.
It is like scaring, and I don't swear on the podcast that often, but scaring the shit out of me.
Really?
Where it's just like he's talking about all the clinical studies that are done about screens and how all these tech moguls are pushing screens on school districts to be able to get screens for every kid and all that. But like these same tech moguls are putting their kids in tech-free schools on purpose because they know kind of what it does. Like
Right.
Steve Jobs didn't let his kids use iPads.
yeah.
And how all the clinical psychological damage that it does to kids, and it doesn't do it to everybody, but it does it to enough people that it's a real problem. And I think you can see it in a lot of how kids act, like the instant gratification, never
Yep.
bored.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, and people have been saying this like since Plato's time, but like, you got SpongeBob SquarePants, which is like the ADD cartoon from when we were youngish.
Yeah.
But like, it's way worse than SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh yeah, you
now.
compare that to like a Minecraft YouTuber right now, and it's like joke, something funny, something happening, joke.
Yeah, nonstop.
Nonstop.
And it's hard for adults I think it's hard for our generations even to put down the phone.
Yeah.
And how can kids handle that? Kids can't handle that.
I'll tell you what. I do not have TikTok on my phone for that exact reason. I looked at it one day and I'm like, I've got a problem. It's like I
Yeah,
basically
same thing.
was caught with a needle hanging out of my arm, and my wife's like, "You were on there how long this week?"
I super love TikTok.
Yeah, you super should probably get off it. If you had,
No.
how many hours do you think you spend a week on it?
I don't know.
Bring up your phone.
I don't get on every day on purpose. I like try to force myself.
No,
not
I'm
to.
with Jeff though. Like if
I agree.
if I download TikTok, I'm pretty sure I would spend way more time than I should be.
I mean, it's a problem for you, not for me.
If I spend
know
my
you
time
have a
on,
problem.
like Instagram.
I got TikTok
Yeah.
and started using it. And then my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm on TikTok." And she was like, "You're looking at teenage girls half naked?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And she's
That's
like,
so funny.
She's like, "That's what TikTok is." And
No.
I'm like, I don't think that's what TikTok is because I'm not seeing that. And she's like,
Yeah.
"No, that's what TikTok is."
There's
So I
algorithms,
deleted it.
and so like mine was seriously super full of like like hunting stuff, political
Yeah.
stuff.
Mine was a lot of
you know,
political stuff.
Mine's
Mine's all-
my Instagram feed is not TikTok is workout videos and then
Right.
the odd like dog video and
Right.
the odd like lip sync video, and it keeps me engaged because like 40 minutes later I'm like, oh fuck, I should get on TikTok. It's like 2 in the morning.
I've been watching workout videos for 7 hours. I should have just worked out.
I'm like, there's this hot guy doing push-ups, and there's this dog who like does funny things, and
Yeah.
after there's like some lip sync video to like Britney Spears.
But this is
My Instagram feed thinks that I like politics, that I'm overweight and I need to work out because it gives me workout video stuff all the time, and that I'm depressed because I'll be scrolling through it and it'll be like 7 signs that you are depressed and things like that come up all the time.
Thank you for listening to the American Forked Podcast, Fat Kid Corner.
Mine's Devin.
where the fat kids congregate.
Not minus Devin
Minus Devin.
because that's discriminatory, and I can be included in this group if I want.
If you identify as a fat guy, that's all the requirement needed.